metselen.
Melukir.
With the batu,
Mengukir.
they can do everything better. Except pohon, saya the expert.
Okay.
In 5 years, 5 tahun lagi, banyak trees, banyak pohon. So you can walk in the shade. I should have started earlier, but my president Belanda said, Ereveld harus putih, hijau.
Oh, very good.
No,
Yeah.
yes, but I said no.
Oh no.
I want trees.
Trees,
He said no trees. I'm the boss here. I want trees. Because Indonesian people, it's too panas.
Yeah, that's right.
In Belanda,
Yeah.
bisa. Is ada dingin,
Yeah, that's right.
ada many clouds. How
Yeah,
you call it?
awan.
Awan. Yeah. Di sini panas.
Panas.
I said, if we want more visitors, we need more trees.
Yeah, that's right.
That people can sit under the tree,
Yeah.
etc. All the I've planted, and I stack myself and make myself about 1,000. 1,000 pohon in my house.
Oh, very good.
Every time I brought many the bougainville Kuning,
Bougainville.
because this is Kembang Kuning.
Yeah.
One more Kuning.
Kuning,
So
yeah.
I made many. So every director, setiap directeur ada ide. My idea is more pohon, and other directors. So that's why we keep it like this.
Yeah.
Okay.
So your idea is like what our mayor has been doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, SURABAYA.
Yeah,
Yeah, Burisma.
Yeah.
Yeah,
People read my
very
more
good. Yeah,
more green.
Yeah,
More
green. Yeah, green.
I
and
want to have more
yeah.
green.
Very good. Yeah.
Yeah.
We support, yeah.
Die pohon.
Yeah.
It takes 2, 3, 4 years
Yeah,
before
of
they are
course,
be besar.
Yeah, they can grow higher
Yeah.
and higher.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it's nice to walk, and then we have bangku. When you have bangku, you can sit and enjoy. Enjoy. Yeah, I said, read the book.
Yeah.
Just come here and read the book.
Yes. Oke, terakhir, ayo pertanyaanmu. Last question. Ayo kamu tanya.
Saya mau tanya tentang bagaimana bisa meneliti seperti ini. Sedangkan pada zaman dulu itu terjadi peperangan kan nggak sempat menulis nama-nama seseorang yang meninggal di sini. Itu bagaimana ceritanya?
He is asking you how to identify the person who passed away. Because during the war, so sometimes we have to know what you call it, the administration.
That's
we
good.
don't know who he is, who she is.
Yeah. Well, in the Japanese time, people meninggal and they were just put in the grave.
Yeah.
But
No
the
record.
other prisoners,
No, yeah, president.
they had to bury. And they made a very small cross, and they tulis the nama,
Yeah.
or they tulis like she in a buku.
Yeah.
Ibu Jansen meninggal, and then the date, and also the location. And but that's why we have many graves onbekend.
Yeah, onbekend.
But because we don't know always.
Yeah.
But we had a little sedikit administration, so that we still know. But also banyak tidak kenal. Tidak kenal.
Iya. Ya, jadi memang itu problem ya. Jadi ya, setiap orang yang meninggal memang dicatat dulu. Ya, kemudian kalau orang yang banyak orang kadang-kadang meninggal dikubur lupa gak dicatat. Jadi yang hanya dicatat saja yang ditulis namanya, kalau yang tidak tercatat ditulis namanya onbekend, tanpa nama. Ya, jadi korban perang tanpa nama. The victims of war no names.
Yeah.
Ya,
So,
jadi
yeah,
tadi
sometimes.
onbekend.
Onbekend.
Ya, onbekend namanya no names. So everybody passes the exam.
Yes, everyone action. We can have 2 minutes to the working
Ayo
place.
kita lihat di belakangnya untuk perawatan.
This is yayasan, financed by Belanda, all financed by Belanda. Here, I was 36 years. 36 tahun di Angkatan Laut di Belanda. Pensiun, saya mau bekerja lagi, so I took this job. 2013.
Beliau kerja di sekolah yang sebelumnya adalah dari Angkatan Laut, pensiun, terus 2013 dia join lagi di STAI yang
very short history. You know about the Second World War in Europe.
Tahu perang dunia kedua di Eropa ceritanya?
40-45. Germany invaded many countries, many
Ya, negara.
negara.
Dari tahun 40 sampai 45 Jerman banyak invasi ke banyak
Belanda,
negara,
Belgia, Prancis,
terutama Eropa.
Europa, ya, Poland. Juga, let me say, I cannot change history.
Dia tidak bisa merubah sejarah.
History. Before 17 August 1945,
Sebelum 17 Agustus tahun 45,
this was called Dutch Indies, yeah, Nederland Dutch Indies.
jadi
Yeah.
Indonesia disebut Hindia Belanda.
Is Dutch English or Dutch English? It is or no?
Oh, yeah, sometimes they do use both. The Nederlands Oost-Indië, Nederlands Indië. Well, actually, they say in Dutch, Nederlands Indië. Belanda,
India.
India,
India.
yeah, not India, India. Yeah, it's different from India. In 1942, 1942, Japan came and conquered Philippines, Singapore, Malaysia, and juga Indonesia or Dutch Indies.
Jadi Jepang tahun 42 masuk ke Filipina, ke Indonesia, ke Singapura, jadi ke Asia Tenggara udah mulai masuk.
We had a big Surabaya was a navy, Dutch Indies navy town. Banyak kapal.
Jadi Surabaya merupakan
Warships.
Ya, tempat berlabuhnya kapal-kapal perang milik pemerintah Hindia Belanda saat itu.
This was a navy town. Banyak navy people lived here. And we went with a big group of ships, American, Australian, British and Dutch. The ships went to face the Japanese fleet who was coming.
Jadi pada saat itu Belanda beserta sekutunya dari terdiri dari Australia, Amerika, terus Inggris, itu mereka maju untuk melawan Jepang yang mulai masuk ke sini.
There was a battle at sea and eventually the Japanese won that battle because they had better torpedoes, they had airplanes, etc. So they won the battle.
Jadi pada saat itu, pada saat sekutu mau menahan Jepang, ternyata ya sekutu kalah dari Jepang karena angkatan bersenjata Jepang itu lebih siap istilahnya. Jadi dari daratnya, dari udara mereka sudah siap.
So that meant that Japan eventually also at Bandung and there were fight resistance, but Japan conquered this area.
Jadi Jepang menguasai tempat ini.
All Dutch people, men, women and children had to go to prisoner camps.
Jadi semua laki, perempuan, anak-anak itu ke Netherlands.
Only Belanda.
Ya, jadi
Only
Belanda,
Ya.
orang Belanda, laki, perempuan, anak-anak harus dimasukkan ke kamp tawanan.
And all military men, Belanda, dan juga Knil, ada orang Indonesia, had to go to labor camps to work on the railway, Pekanbaru, or in Thailand, Siam railway, and had to work there.
Jadi untuk itu yang sipilnya masuk kamp tawanan, sedangkan yang tentara Belandanya, dan tidak kenil-kenil yang terdiri dari orang Indonesia juga, mereka dimasukkan ke kerja roti itu ya. Jadi mengerjakan rel kereta api bisa di Pekanbaru, di Birma, di Siam, jadi mereka mengerjakan itu.
Or were transported to Japan.
Dan juga ke Jepang.
Many women, children in the Japanese camp died of starvation, sick, no medicine, or brutal of the Japanese. So many died.
Jadi banyak yang pada saat perempuan sama anak-anak yang dimasukkan ke kamp tawanan itu banyak yang meninggal karena sakit, karena kelaparan, dan diperlakukan tidak baik istilahnya.
Also many men while working on the, they died also because of
Ya, starving.
starving, not enough food, beating, etc.
Juga yang kerja paksa itu mereka banyak yang meninggal, yang kirim ke tempat lain gitu, yang meninggal karena
All those people were buried at several places. On 15 August, 15 August 1945, Japanese surrendered 2 atomic bombs on Nagasaki and Hiroshima. You heard about this? And then Japan, the empire surrendered, so they go. Then we started an organization in Belanda, but also here, to bury all the war victims in one central place, like this. So we took all the victims who were buried outside, yeah, at the camps, etc., and we brought them all to one cemetery.
Jadi setelah Jepang kalah karena dibom oleh sekutu ya, tahun tanggal 15 Agustus ya. Jadi setelah itu akhirnya Jepang menyerah dan akhirnya setelah itu korban-korban perang yang meninggal itu kan dimakamkan di tempat yang berbeda. Terus ada mulai organisasi ini yang mengumpulkan mereka dimakamkan di satu lokasi.
Eventually we had 22 Ereveld in Sumatra, Sulawesi, Kalimantan, Papua, and Java.
Dulu ada 22 makam seperti ini.
Yeah, we started immediately after 45. But, you know, there was also a war between... Don't finish it. Don't finish it.
Jadi setelah tahun 45, setelah merdeka, itu masih ada lanjut perang lagi. Tahu antara
you know?
siapa?
You know?
Sekutu dan Surabaya.
Hah?
Sekutu dan Surabaya.
Oh, Surabaya.
Namanya apa? Ya perang kedua lagi ya.
Perang kedua kan masih ada lanjutan lagi.
Iya.
Ada yang tahu mungkin?
Iya, sekutu dan
From 45 to 49.
Jadi 45 sampai 49 masih lanjut.
You know or not?
no.
No? You don't know?
No.
The war between Holland and Indonesia?
Ada perang lagi ya.
You don't know?
Yeah,
You call it, I think,
Indonesia.
aggresi.
Ya,
Amerika
agresi
sama
militer, ya.
Did you know?
Sino.
You don't know?
Amerika sama Indonesia.
Okay, anyway. Eventually, also many people died. Orang Belanda dan juga orang Indonesia meninggal juga in that war. And in 1949, there was peace. Belanda accepted that this was Indonesia. Recognition. Your Independence Day, 17 August 1945, not completely recognized by Belanda, but that's not important. That's not important. It's important for you, but it's not important for us, because as OVS we respect. We are non-political, non-religious, so it's not important for us.
Jadi setelah tahun 45 sampai 49 itu agresi militer.
Iya, agresi.
Jadi agresi militer Belanda sama Indonesia waktu itu akhirnya terjadi perang konflik lagi. Akhirnya korbannya ya ini mereka ini.
Elisa, do you want to make a few pictures? Yeah. Okay. Anyway, the Dutch government.
Jadi akhirnya tahun 49, tapi setelah tahun 49 akhirnya Belanda mau mengakui bahwa oke, tanggal 17 Agustus 45 Indonesia memang merdeka.
We find it difficult to explain a moral obligation to maintain the graves of war victims. So all the people who are buried here are war victims, victims of the war, since 1942.
Jadi tahun yang ada di sini adalah mereka yang merupakan korban perang antara tahun 42 sampai 49.
So now we have 7 war cemeteries like this. 7. Maybe from there.
Dulu ada 22 makam seperti ini, tapi terus akhirnya belum.
I'm not important. The group is important. All important. 1, 2, 3.
Bangun. Satu lagi.
1, 2, 3. So we now have 7 cemeteries. And all the people who are buried here are from 1942, 1949. First the Japanese war, and then the war Indonesia, Belanda. With all war victims. 25,000.
Jadi kita ada 7 makam seperti ini di Indonesia, ya. Jadi yang tadi yang saya jelaskan, jadi intinya mereka yang ada di sini adalah yang meninggal saat periode perang 42 sampai 49.
Yeah, so we have 25,000. 80%, 80% are civilian, so not military. 20% only military. And we have men, women, children. And do we have a poll? The one you had yesterday, the Indonesian one?
I'm going to print.
Yeah, is that okay? Okay.
So, jadi kita ada total makam yang ada di Indonesia dari 7 makam itu 25.000. 25.000 makam terdiri dari laki, perempuan, anak-anak, orang biasa, dan militer juga. Jadi seperti itu.
Yes. If you print them, I'll walk to the board. I can show them.
Okay. I will print.
Yeah. It's a little bit fire. I don't mind.
Okay.
So we have different. All people are the same. All people are the same. The general or the soldier or the resident, etc. Only the grave marker indicates the religion.
Yeah.
So that's maybe important. So the grave marker indicates the religion. So if you see the grave marker or the cross, but Muslims don't have a cross, but if the grave marker, you can see the religion.
Ya. Nanti kita bisa lihat makam yang ada di sini. Kalau yang ada apa namanya salibnya itu Kristen, nanti yang Muslim sebelah sana itu ada seperti itu, nggak ada apa-apanya itu. Nah sebelah kiri di depan, yang sebelah kanan belakang saya persis makamnya orang Buddha. Jadi di sini ada Nasrani, Muslim dan Buddha. Itu semua memang dimakamkan ketika mereka apa namanya pada masa peperangan dulu 42, 45, 49.
Yeah. So we have 2 makams in Jakarta, 2 in Bandung, 2 in Semarang, and 1 here in Surabaya, Kembang.
So all together 7
total,
total.
and 25,000. 25.000
apa
orang
namanya
jenazah.
Ya. Jadi 7 makam yang menampung 25.000 jenazah.
Ya.
Ya. Jadi 80% kebanyakan orang-orang sipil. Jadi perang itu yang mati itu ternyata tidak hanya orang militer, tapi 80% ternyata orang sipil. Jadi sebagai peringatan bagi kita ya. Memang perang itu sebaiknya ya dihindari lah itu tadi ya.
What we can do is have a quick walk.
Ya, sure.
Yeah,
Ayo, nanti Pak Robert akan menunjukkan ya.
Is it okay?
Ya.
Okay. If you have questions,
Ya, ada pertanyaan tanya ya.
tidak malu, malu is
ya.
shy.
Shy, ya.
Tidak shy.
Ya.
Yes.
After 49,
Yes.
nothing perang.
Very good. Very pinter.
Yeah.
Normally I don't say, but actually we had also a little conflict, Indonesia and Belanda, because Papua belonged to Holland till 1963. 63, Papua became to Indonesia. Sukarno wanted to have. So we have a little fight. So some people died during that also. But the majority, 95%, 42, 49, and a few people really go during the conflict about Papua. But actually, very good question, very good, very pinter. 42, 49,
Yeah.
that's important. So I am not interested in Orang Belanda. Here are many Orang Belanda, Munigal 1930, 30 or 35. We don't care. Only war victims. Perang.
Ya,
Perang is
ya,
that.
korban perang.
Korban perang. Only orang meninggal during the war. You understand?
Ya,
No?
jadi yayasan yang dipimpin oleh Pak Karen ini hanya mengurusi korban perang yang terjadi tahun 42-45, satu periode, the first period, second period ya 45-49, dua periode. Yang ketiga adalah tahun 61-63 during Papua War.
Yeah.
So three period ya.
3 periods. Yes.
But
yes, yes.
Most of the victims of war, 95% during 1942 until 1949.
Exactly.
Ya,
Exactly.
jadi yang paling banyak meninggal 95% tahun 42 sampai 49. Papua cuma 5%.
Ya.
Kemudian before 1942 makam-makam Belanda yang ada di penilai di mana-mana di sana tidak karena mereka sipilin ya.
Ya.
Ya, karena
Sipil.
mereka orang sipil ya bukan korban perang. Mati karena penyakit, mati kecelakaan dan lain sebagainya.
And these people died of sickness,
Yeah.
old, so we're not interested.
Yeah.
It's a family,
Yeah, family,
affair.
yeah.
Family responsible.
Ya.
Like if your Oma dies
Yeah,
or your
yeah.
grandmother dies, it's your family responsibility. Yeah. Learn English. Very important. Yeah, very important. Because you speak good English.
Ada lagi yang tanya?
Yeah. More
Tanya
questions?
berapa orang datang yang datang ke sini, berapa orang Belanda yang datang ke sini tiap tahunnya. How many Hollanders come during, the
No.
what you call during the ceremony in February?
Oh, February
How many?
about 70, 80, 90.
Oh, almost 100. Yeah.
Yes, almost 100. Yes.
Every year.
Every year,
Annually.
every year, yeah,
Jadi
yeah.
Setiap tahun.
We also have a group of Dutch pilgrims, people who have lived here
Yeah.
and have family
Family.
here. They come always in February with the group we organize.
Oh,
a
I
trip.
see. So more than 100 people.
Yeah,
With
well,
the
normally that group is 30 orang,
I see.
and then we have the Indische Club here in
Yeah,
Surabaya. Eddie Samson, you know about Eddie Samson?
Any something, no.
Okay, he's,
Yeah, I will,
and Boy Malisa, and there's a big group of Indies. You know, Indies is mixed.
Yeah,
Indonesian,
Holland, yeah.
big group here. They come also, and some Indonesian people are welcome. We commemorate on the 27th, 7 February, commemorate the battle in Java Sea. In that time, 915 15 sailors, also Indonesian, we will see at the monument,
Yeah.
they died. And they are now on the bottom of the Java Sea. So they are not buried here, tidak di sini, tapi on the bottom, what's the
Yeah.
bottom of the Java Sea?
Pada dasar laut.
Yeah. They are buried there.
Oke, let me describe ya.
Yes.
Jadi ke tanggal 27 Januari tahun 1942 itu Jepang datang ke Pulau Jawa setelah menaklukkan Thailand, Malaysia, Singapura, masuk Filipina. Nah di tengah perjalanan di Laut Jawa dihadang sama Angkatan Laut Amerika, Inggris, Australia sama Belanda. Karena Jepang mempunyai more sophisticated weapons ya.
Yes,
Jadi senjata yang lebih canggih seperti torpedo, kemudian pesawat terbang karena mereka persiapan yang matang lengkap. Nah, karena tentara dari sekutu ini kalah teknologi dan kalah jumlah, akhirnya semua kapalnya ini 3 kapal tenggelam. Nah di dalam kapal itu ada orang Indonesia yang bekerja di dalamnya juga. Nah, nanti anak namanya Munadi, Parno, nanti juga ada di sana. Susanto dan sebagainya itu meninggal, makanya dimakamkan di sini. Dan mereka beragama Islam. Itu nanti makamnya menghadap ke Ka'bah semuanya. Jadi bayangan kita ya setelah ini makam orang Kristen ternyata tidak. Dan juga ada sebagainya yang beragama Buddha. Jelas ya? Ya minum. Bukan. Nanti kami jalan-jalan. Oke, clear.
Yes. Pertanyaan? Belum.
Ada pertanyaan?
everyone has to have one question. She
oke.
already did. Harus juga satu pertanyaan.
Ayo, pertanyaan. Ayo, tanya apa?
Dan nanti ya harus.
Nanti
Oh harus.
You have to
Iya.
stay here until you have one question.
Iya, kan nggak boleh ya kata aku.